If your refrigerant is low in your car, I'm going to use this Honda Odyssey as an example to show you how to recharge your system. Welcome to You Can Fix Anything. Today I'm replacing the AC compressor in my Honda Odyssey. I'll have that video posted elsewhere, but I want to make this video that just to show you if you have no refrigerant in your system or low refrigerant, how to recharge the system using R134A. This works on any car that uses R134A. The practices and everything are the same. To charge a system, I would highly recommend getting a manifold gauge set like this. The reason I'm not a big fan of just a single gauge you can buy at Walmart is it only gives you the low pressure side. You don't get to see the high pressure side. And so if there's any restriction or any problem in your system, you could be looking okay on your low pressure side, but your high pressure could get dangerously high, possibly cause you to blow a hose or have some other problems. So it's always good to be able to see the whole picture. The low pressure gauge only shows you half the picture. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to hook this up. This is for this type of can. It's I forget what they call it. They call it the self-sealing valve. And that just, in the old days, you'd take a can off, and if there was any residual in there, it'd just spray all over the place. But with the self-sealing, you want to always look first to make sure the gasket looks okay, which it does. And then you just, and then also make sure that this is out all the way, because that is going to be what, there you go. Had a little bit of leakage there, but not bad. That has stopped. And I'll go ahead and leave this out for now. Put this here. It's not going to go anywhere. And then you have your high pressure and your low pressure. The way you can differentiate those is the high pressure is going to be this small line. And that small line, it's also going to have a cap on it. Usually these are pretty accessible, but not always. But when you take the cap off, you're going to see this has the letter H on it for high pressure. It's also a different size than the low pressure. Just a good example of mistake proofing. And then the low pressure has the letter L on it. And so you want to set those off in a safe place. And then we'll go ahead and connect these next. Now I have quick couplers on here, which I really like. You want to make sure they're turned all the way out, not in, because that will compress the Schrader valve inside if they're in. So all the way out, red is high. And so we'll put it on there. There we go. Go ahead and give it a little shake, make sure it's locked into place. And the low pressure goes on the low side. Sometimes just make sure there's no residue on there. Okay, that was locked into place. Now you can go ahead, screw these in, and that's going to push open the Schrader valve. And if there's any pressure in the system, it's going to show up on these, and they should read the same. They should show the static pressure. And so if there's 50 psi reading here, it should also read 50 psi on this gauge. And so that, because the whole system is balanced since it's off. Now I just replaced this compressor, and so there's nothing in the system. If you vacuum the system down when you hook that up, you should actually show a little bit of a vacuum. This low side does go negative down to 30 inches of vacuum, or 30 psi vacuum. Now, because the system is empty, there's two different routes we could go with this. If this system just needed a little bit added to it, you would not do it this way that I'm going to show you. But because the system is empty, I'm not worried about getting liquid Freon in the system. Normally, you want to set it this side up so gas goes in the system, because you're going to be adding it on the low side. The low side goes to the compressor. If you have it upside down and it adds liquid, that could actually go in and hydrolock the compressor. Gas compresses, liquid does not, and you could actually grenade or explode your compressor by adding liquid. But because the system is empty, whatever liquid goes in there, as it expands in the system, it's going to go into gas form. And so we can add it in the low side and the high side. Just set this here. Start adding those in. Just wide open. So you can see the static pressure is up over 60 on the low side, 60 on the high side. It's up to about 75 now. And about the time this can empties out, it'll start getting cold as it empties out, because right now it's letting liquid out, but it's the gas. When the gas expands is when it gets cold. I'm getting close there. I can actually feel the cool level going down as I'm holding this, and it's just about empty. Yeah. Oh, agitated that a little bit. Now I'm looking at the gauges. Because this is not in hot water, it may not. Yeah. Yep, it's empty. So I'm gonna go ahead and close these. So as you can see here, we're sitting at about 76 psi here, and what appears to be approximately 76 psi here. So you can see how they're balanced. Now, before I emptied the system out, it was, I think, 120, 125 psi. And so you know it's not full just by looking at the static pressure, but this is definitely closer than it was. All right, let's go ahead and put the next one on. There we go. Yep, that's going to be about it. It's pretty much balanced out. The system is balanced out with the pressure in this can. So we're going to go ahead and close the high side, close the low side. And next thing we're going to do is start the car. Now, I do want to mention, you always want to look at this first, which I did, but I didn't mention it to you. There's always a sticker somewhere in here that shows your AC system. In this particular one, it says that the refrigerant type is R134A. Recommended charge, the max is 26.6 ounces. The minimum is 24.9 ounces. And then it talks about the PAG oil here. It doesn't specify the actual PAG oil, which was PAG 46, or PAG 100 is a medium weight oil. But PAG 46 is what is standard in this. PAG 100, if you have an older system, can be added just because of a little bit thicker viscosity, may offer some additional protection as these age. But you don't want to overfill the oil, so you want to be really careful with how much you add. A little goes a long way. And so the next step we're going to do, we have this closed, this closed. We're going to start the car, turn the AC on max. You're going to turn your fan on high. You want to put the heaviest load possible on this AC as you're charging. Now you want to go ahead, make sure that everything is away, because this has two fans in here. You don't want to get that caught in there. Make sure that everything is clear of the fans, and we're going to go ahead and start this up. So just so you can see here, pressures have come down on the low side. Compressor is working. The high side, it's about right here. Looks like about 125, 130. And what we're going to target here on the low side, it can range. It depends on the heat, humidity, how much load is on the system. Like today, it's a little bit cooler. It's in the mid 80s. If it was over 100 degrees, both sides will be higher. They're going to be running a higher pressure. But it's kind of a mix, a little bit of art and science. And so 25 to 45 on the low side, 175, 250 on the high side. Again, if you're over 100 degrees outside, both of those are going to be higher. You may reach up to close to 300 on the high side. And so what I'm looking at right now, we're just about 28 PSI on the low side and about 160 on the high side. We're going to add a whole second can because the system is completely empty. And as I said before, it can be anywhere from 26.6 to down to 24.9. It's 12 ounce can. That means these two will be exactly 24. So it's going to be pretty close. I may or may not add a little bit from a third can. I'd rather not if I don't have to. If the system pressures look good and it's cold inside, I may stop at a straight 24 ounces. And again, now the compressor's on, you want to make sure you have this upright. You want to feed gas in, not liquid, because you don't want to hydraulic your compressor and destroy it. Now you don't want to crank this all the way open. Slowly feed it in, right up around 60. See the high side's creeping up. Can is getting pretty cold because you're, again, feeding the gas out of there rather than liquid. When the can gets cold, it actually has less internal pressure. And so it actually helps. Like I said, some hot water or just the heat from your hands will help this feed in. Getting pretty close here. Can is feeling pretty empty. There we go. Can is empty now. Let that settle for just a minute. I'm going to check the temperature inside the car. Those pressures look good and it's cold inside. So I'm going to just call it quits right there rather than crack open another can. This is very, very close. If I find later on when it's 100 degrees, which is going to be in a few days, that the AC is not quite keeping up, then I'll put the other can. And actually that one I'll be able to add using the scale because I know these two cans added 24 ounces. So I'll just do the math here and that'll give me a range of how many ounces I need to add for this system to be completely full. I won't have to worry as much about the gauges because I know the exact amount that I can put in the system. When you're starting with a partially charged system, you don't have that option, but I hope you found this video helpful. I hope it saved you a lot of money and just wish you the best. Have a great day.